Now, we do have a legal team that's decentralized Blockade. They are our decentralized law firm. They're basically making sure that we're following the rules, crossing the T's, dotting the I's. Ken Cuccinelli is the lead advisor. He was the former attorney general for the state of Virginia. He was the deputy secretary of Homeland Security for the United States of America for several years. And so having somebody like that and our team making sure we're coloring inside the lines, very few projects in the blockchain space have a firepower legal team like we do to make sure we're doing things the right way. The projects are what really got me excited. The first project, I got to meet with Dr. Adam Sharp. He was pretty high up over at Kaiser Permanente out in California. But he shared with me the Galvin project, which was basically allowing us as individuals to take control over our own health and wellness. Imagine having an app you could download. You could attach a wearable to it. It will listen to your voice. It uses Amazon Alexa AI technology, and it will basically look at over 2,500 voice inflections, and it can tell you whether you're higher energy than normal or lower energy, whether you're higher stressed or lower stressed, just by talking to it for 20 seconds. And once it tells you, hey, you're a little low energy today, it'll give you things to do to increase your energy level. And if you do it, it will reward you in Gala tokens. It'll reward you for getting healthier. And then if you load your health data onto the blockchain, which imagine putting your health records on the blockchain, imagine putting your DNA on the blockchain, and you're the only one that has access to it. You can give a hospital access to it, a doctor access, but if you leave that hospital, you could pull your records away from it and say, hey, I don't want you having access. I'm going to send it to my new doctor. And that's the person that's going to have access to my health records. Imagine your DNA records. And if you wanted to, you don't have to, but you could share them anonymously with the community. They'd use AI to aggregate everybody's health data, which, we've got whatever, a couple hundred people on 194 right now on the overview. That's if we all put our health data on there and shared it anonymously, no big deal. Like, not that exciting. Now, Galvin would give us tokens for sharing. They would literally pay us to share our health data. But what if we had millions of users? What if we had 100 million users? What if we had 1 billion users? At that user count, you would eliminate rare disease from the planet. Like if your neighbor had a daughter with a rare disease and we had 100 million users on Galvin that all agreed to share their data and let AI congregate and aggregate that data, because that's impossible right now. All the health records are so fractured, you can't get all that data together. But if we did that and AI analyze it, you would tell that neighbor's daughter, hey, just download the app, load your health records, load your DNA records, and then within a nanosecond, the AI would analyze everything, and it would probably come back and go, you know what, this isn't that rare of a disease. There's 3,822 people in our database that have the exact same symptoms, the exact same diagnosis. And actually, these 723 individuals across 3 different continents used this treatment procedure to great success. AI is recommending that you get with your current physician, let them know this information, share this data with them, and see if they'd be open to starting the treatment procedure that all these other people have used to find success. So that's the goal, really, is to create a community where we control our own health and wellness. Grow is another one of my favorite projects. There's 7 farms that are already a part of Grow. The largest regenerative farm in the United States of America, Royal Ranch out of Washington State, is one of our larger partners. But I have a local farm. I'm in Kansas right now, but I live in Puerto Rico. And my house in Puerto Rico is 7 minutes away from one of the local Grow farms there in Dorado, Puerto Rico. And what Grow is all about is giving us as consumers the power to understand what we're eating, to know what we're putting in our body. And as crazy as that sounds, when you really think about it, there's really about 10 companies that kind of control about everything we eat and put in our bodies on a daily basis. And a lot of these companies fall under conglomerates like Cargill, Monsanto. But if you think of Kellogg's, Mondelez, which was Kraft, General Mills, Unilever, if you're in, South America, they add, I would say, a lot more chemicals than real nutrition to our foods. And who knows what was put into it, where it came from. how it was processed. What Grow does is it allows us to know all of that. Imagine ordering a steak at a restaurant, getting a QR code that comes with the steak. You download the app, you snap a picture of the QR code, and it comes up and it says, hey, Brian, this is, because it's your app, it would know who you are. It would say, hey, Brian, this is cattle number 1176459 from Royal Ranch Farms in Washington State, certified organic free range Angus, never been injected with hormones, never been injected with any steroids. This cow grazed on 1,167.5 pounds of grass during its lifetime. It was processed right here at Royal Ranch 47 hours ago. It's never been frozen. We refrigerated it, shipped it refrigerated, and now 47 hours later, it's there for you to enjoy. And if you like that steak, you could actually order it direct from Royal Ranch. And it would be cheaper than going to the grocery store. And the farmers would actually make more profits because they could cut out the commodities market. They could cut out Monsanto, Cargill, Kraft, all these huge conglomerates that peel off a bunch of their profits. So it's a win-win for the consumer and for the farmer, and giving us the power to know what we're eating. Fruits, vegetables. The Grow farm, I have Grow nodes, so I help them run their network, and I get Grow tokens for doing that. I can go to the Grow farm. They have a grocery store set up there. I can buy eggs, bacon, milk, fruits, vegetables, steak, chicken, pork, like everything that they source there and raise there at that farm. And I can check out with my token. You can pay with a credit card if you want, but literally, I just use my tokens. So I can use cryptocurrency to feed my family. That's real world utility. That's not something you can do easily with Bitcoin. Like grocery stores don't take Bitcoin. You know, restaurants don't take Bitcoin. We have farmers that you can use your token and order food directly and feed your family. That's a game changer in the blockchain space. We have Element. Scott Lomu is a friend of mine. That's really a blockchain that's designed around letting consumers know that the minerals that they're buying, the gold, the jewelry, the smartphones with, you know, the battery, the lithium batteries, that everything we're buying, if it was a rare earth mineral, it was mined ethically. And then when that mine was depleted, they came in behind it to reclaim the land. They planted mangrove trees. They backfilled it with farmable soil. And so many people don't realize, like, I can almost guarantee if you have one of these, there's some component in it that a child mined for it. I'd almost guarantee it, that someone that was probably 11 years old dug up something out of the earth that's in one of your smartphones, all of us. Now, if we had a choice, if there was a blockchain certificate that you bought lithium, and if you did, if it had that certificate, you know that that mine was open to a 24/7, 365-day-a-year audit. At any time, they could be audited to make sure that only adults were mining. No one was mining under duress. No one was sitting there digging at gunpoint. And you could make sure that each mine that was depleted by that company, they came in behind it and reclaimed the land. I think if we all could choose to make sure that no children mined the components of our smartphones, we would choose to get the adult mined smartphones. You know, I think it's a no-brainer, and that's what Element's allowing us to do. This is one of the main reasons I got involved in the project with Switch. Not necessarily because of the wallet itself, which it was the best cryptocurrency wallet on the planet. They let me get in on the beta, and I was shocked. Like, I literally used my credit card to buy Bitcoin that day, right then and there. And I moved the Bitcoin into a cold wallet, and it took me 5 minutes. From the time I was starting to set up my account to the time I moved Bitcoin into my own wallet, 5 minutes later, done. That might not sound like a big deal to you if you're not in the crypto space. What I would challenge you to do is buy $1,000 worth of Bitcoin on Coinbase right now, and then move it to a different wallet. I'd imagine it's going to be about 3 weeks before you can do that. It's just not very easy to get access to crypto. Switch fixes that problem. And it's a non-custodial wallet. If they went out of business tomorrow, I'd still have all my crypto that I put into that wallet. I could just grab a cold wallet, recover it, and get all my crypto back. Then they have a Switch Visa card. Actually, I have it in my room, my wallet. I should bring my wallet to these meetings so I can pull it out. But I have a Visa card through Switch that if I want to put that Bitcoin in a custodial wallet, I can set it up to use Bitcoin. So if I went to a restaurant and swiped my card for $100, it would sell $100 worth of Bitcoin and pay off that debit card right then and there. It would allow someone like my mom to use Bitcoin, which she has Bitcoin because I've been buying it for a long time, and I usually give Bitcoin away for Christmas for my family and stuff, and so among some other gifts, but I do usually give some cryptocurrency, and so she's had it. But if you said, hey, you know, your mom needs to send me some Bitcoin for a project we're working on, she could send you, like, you could send her your wallet to her. She'll never be able to send you Bitcoin. Like, unless I'm sitting beside her, she's not going to figure it out. But if you said, hey, just give me your Visa card number, she knows how to use your credit card. So that's what I love about Switch. It's an easy on ramp and off ramp to bring people in that have never dealt with crypto before. I have no idea how to set up wallets or any of that stuff. And they can literally use cryptocurrency, not knowing anything about cryptocurrency. And the lady that was the CEO, when I first saw her walk into the room, I remember I looked at my buddy who was there, and I own a credit card processing company that's pretty good size. We do about $4 to $5 billion a year in transactions. And I just told him, I was like, hey, I was like, whatever she's doing, we need to pay real close attention, and we should probably be doing it. And he was like, who is that? And I was like, it's Kathy Roberts. I was like, she is one of the founders of Discover, and she was the president of Discover Bank. I knew her because of my credit card transactions background. She didn't know me. I mean, I was just a peon, but I knew who she was. And I just said, man, listen, when it comes to banking, there's nobody better. Like, there's nobody better on the planet. And she has created because of her network and her knowledge, she's created the best crypto wallet on planet Earth. And it is not even close. She's built a better mousetrap. And we can be a part of what she's doing, and we can benefit financially because of it. Rev is our car blockchain. Revo Rideshare is one of the first projects that are on that blockchain. And what I love about Rev is it's already operational. I think so many crypto projects over the years, I know I talked to Ryan about this, but it's like you have so many people that it's like, oh, we've got this ICO, this new token, and we've got this idea, and they're working out of their mom's basement, you know, and the idea never comes out to fruition. And maybe they never planned on bringing it to fruition. Maybe they just wanted to sell tokens and make money. We don't have an ICO. The only way tokens are generated is if you have a node or if you're a proof of action rewards recipient. If you have a node that's running the network, you get tokens. In Rev, if you're a driver or a rider, you get tokens. And we're already operational in Miami, Palm Beach, Jupiter, Florida, New Orleans, and more cities are getting ready to launch. And what's great is our average rider is paying about 10 to 20% less than the exact same ride on Uber or Lyft. The drivers on average are making 30 to 40% more than the exact same ride that they'd be driving on Uber and Lyft. And so imagine I pick you up. Let's say I'm one of the drivers for Rev and you need a ride. You book it and it says, hey, it's $50, long ride going to the airport. With Uber, it'd be 60 or 70 with Lyft. So it's $50. But if you use the Rev token, it's only 45. So you can save $5. Well, who wouldn't want to save $5? And what's cool is with one click, because of Switch, you can click and buy the Rev token, use a credit card. Now you just save money on your ride. Then you get in the car, because that's a revenue generating activity, you get more tokens. When I pick you up as a driver, I get real money, like Web2 money, like dollars. You know, I'm going to get money in my bank account, but I also get tokens, Rev tokens, because I picked you up. That's a revenue generating activity. When I'm dropping you off, if you give me a tip, they give you more tokens, because we want to incentivize the people to tip good drivers. If you give me a tip, I get more tokens because I must have done a good job driving or you wouldn't have tipped me. Then if you give me a rating, you get more tokens. We want to incentivize you to give a rating to the driver. If you give me a 5-star rating, I get more tokens. If I give you a rating as a rider, I get tokens. If I give you 5 stars, you get more tokens. Now, again, not a lot of value to the tokens. Brand new project. Not many people riding yet. We're only in 4 cities. But what happens if 6 months from now, we're in 400 cities around? What if we have millions of people riding and driving? Now those tokens, as cool as Gala is and playing games on your phone, and I can buy a cow from you and then sell my dragon to somebody else from a different game. And obviously it worked. It's huge. There's a ton of money there. But I think it's cooler, instead of buying a cow on a game, to actually buy a steak that I can feed my family. I think it's better than, buying a car on a game, to actually call and get a ride, to use my app and get a real ride in the real world to where I need to go. That's a better use case and real world utility for blockchain than anything I've ever seen. And so you can benefit as the network grows. And if you have a node that's helping to manage that network, hey, your node could be going, hey, Tony's here. He's a driver. He has an SUV. Here's a rider. They're requesting an SUV. There's 10 other SUV drivers near, but Tony's the closest. Let's see if he'll accept that ride. And I do accept it. And then that node will put us together and log everything on the blockchain. What if you referred me as a driver? You make real Web 2 money. Let's say you're making $1 every ride I do. Not that big of a deal, but the average driver will do 20 rides in a night. You make 20 bucks. You got 10 drivers, making a couple $100 just because you referred drivers into our network that are doing a bunch of rides. On top of that, you'll be getting the crypto token. You'll be getting Rev token over and over and over again as I'm doing rides. So there's value to help us grow the community. Rally is the last project I'll share, and then I'll wrap up. Rally is our video conferencing software. It'll be like Zoom. This should be one of the last Zooms we do. Actually, May 1st is our launch date for Rally. But imagine being able to get rewarded for doing meetings like this. Imagine getting rewarded for sharing your other business or your other company or this business with people, and you're getting crypto tokens. You're getting Rally tokens for sharing this ecosystem with people. And again, not that many users probably on May 1, but maybe by the end of May, we got a lot of users. Maybe by June, July, August, got hundreds of thousands of users. Maybe we end up with millions of users. That token could be extremely, extremely valuable. And what's cool is if I was doing meetings on Rally and generating tokens, and I shared Rally's software with others and they downloaded it, and there's a free instance you can use. But if you want to pay for it because you want to do more than 45-minute long meetings, or you want to be able to show, bells and whistles that we have, you can pay, and it's cheaper than Zoom. The Zoom would be the same price if you paid for Zoom the whole year up front. But if you do month to month, we're cheaper. You'd have to pay the whole year up front for Zoom to match our price for month to month. So it's cheaper. It's better because it rewards you. And if you're not familiar with blockchain, if you're not familiar with how the concept could work, what I would tell you is this. Think of it like airline miles or Amex points. Like, it creates loyalty to the customer. And I use my Amex as much as I can because I get points, and then I use them to buy stuff on Amazon. Actually, I connected my deal with Amazon. And so we want to give people rewards for using our ecosystem. Anyone that says, hey, this sounds really good, what's my next step? Whoever invited you on tonight's webinar, have them send you a link, sign up for free. I say sign up for free, start going through the compliance training, go through the academy, start to learn about the different projects. And then if you're interested in getting more involved, you can grab some nodes. You can say, hey, I want to help your network run. Let me buy some nodes. And again, each person's different. Some people go, I just want to buy one node. Maybe you don't want to buy any nodes. That's fine. You can refer 5 people who buy a Win node, and the algorithm will give you 1 free Win node. So you can get a node for free just by sharing the ecosystem with others. But I was not like that. I bought millions of dollars worth of nodes because I was just like, hey, I've seen this game it's played out before. I missed it last time. They won the Super Bowl, and I was drafted to be on the team, and I held out. I just decided not to play that year, which was a dumb move. Now I'm looking at the projects they have today. With Gala, there was like 7 developers. I flew out to Utah. They had 20,000+ square foot of office building, 200+ developers there working. And I was just like, man, they're way better now than they were when I first saw them back in 2017, 2018. I just wanted to become a part of the ecosystem. And the other thing that I loved about these projects is I knew I could move the needle. I knew I could help add customers to the meeting software. I could help add riders and drivers to the rideshare software. I could help add farmers into the Grow Network. I could help add doctors into the Galvin Health and Wellness Network. I knew I could help these projects move forward which would help me with my token values. The more people that used it, the more real world utility there was, the more value for that token. I would tell you to figure out what projects you like the most, and those are the nodes you're going to want to purchase. You'd want to go, okay, I know I do a ton of meetings and I know a ton of people that do meetings. Great. Grab some rally tokens. Hey, I take Uber every day almost. All right, great. Look at the Rev project and start to help build that. Hey, I'm healthy. I'm health conscious. I watch what I eat. I think more people want to know what they're putting in their bodies. Great. Help support the Grow project. Get Grow nodes. And if you're healthy, grab a Galvin node while you're at it. So each project can kind of, satisfy each person's desire to succeed. The question is, which one really hits you? And for me, there were a few of them. And the Switch project was one I was really interested in. There was a bunch of projects, but at the end of the day, I look at each project and I think, which one can I impact the most? That's the one I want to come into.